all night. It's Pisces season, so I'm feeling delighted. And take me to my dream where I'm so excited. What's going on, y'all, man? Love is in the air, vibes is in the air. It's Pisces season. All right. It's time to connect some vibes. It's time to understand some vibes. It's time to tap into some more internal energies. We haven't been dealing with that many transits that's helping us deal with our emotions. Everything's been intellectualized, and we've been having to strategize things and practicalize things. All right. Now we're making some spiritual sense, some esoteric sense of our year. We know the year always starts. We know the year always starts in Pisces season. Excuse me, in Aries season. The year always starts in Aries season. So when we're in Pisces season, this is helping us to see the general outlook of our spiritual travels and what we've been experiencing. So I tried to go live on my laptop, but Cha-Cha, what's going on? I tried to go live on my laptop, but I don't know. It's giving me Mercury retrograde energies and whatnot. So I'm on my phone. I can't really comment like that. Y'all comments be going away and whatnot, but I've been super busy, y'all. Between readings and Patreon, y'all make sure to tap into my Patreon, y'all. Monthly classes. That's why I'm going a little bit deeper on things. All right. Requests for free for certain content on there. All right. I'm picking a natal winner every month when it comes to my Patreon. So we're doing a lot on my Patreon, y'all. But I just wanted to make sure I jump on live real quick and get these Pisces energies out for y'all before it get too deep. So right now, the sun is 2 degrees Pisces, okay? So once a planet gets 3 degrees, it's fully in a sign. All right. Once a planet get 3 degrees into a constellation, it's fully in a sign. So right now, today's gonna be the last day that the sun is on the cusp. All right. And cusp are from 28 to 2 degrees. Didn't don't know you had one. I'll join. Sounds good, Brianna. Sounds good. I be seeing you tap in too, Brianna. So the Patreon is definitely. I'm treating it as a school. I'm treating it as a community for us to all grow the astrologer within us. I know I'm an astrologer, but there's never going to be a day in this experience that I'm not going to be a student. So I want to be able to grow with y'all on there, but definitely help us tap into the astrologers within us on that platform. So let me get straight into my bullets. See, this is my problem, y'all. This is my problem. Sun, Jupiter, Venus, and Libra. Could do this all day, and then I start talking about the shit I have bullets for. The point of making the bullets is so I could just pinpoint the energies, get to it, because I know I'm gonna side talk. You feel me? Yeah, I know I'm gonna side talk. I basically got the bullets so I can stay on course. I can have my sequence right, and bada bing, bada boom. But it's the lucky Libra energy, so I always go left and right with shit. All right, so let me get to the bullets because everything that I'm most likely gonna side chatter about is what we dealing with. All right. So first of all, I want to say happy solar return, happy birthday to all my Pisces out there. Okay, that's what I want to say. First of all, shout outs to all my Pisces. You feel me? Y'all keep the vibes intact in this round. Y'all help us to understand it. You can't duck connecting some emotion in this realm. That's what y'all show us. Every zodiac sign got something that they shown the rest of the 11 signs. Understand that. You have lessons and paths just being in a body, period, experiencing. You have things that you have to learn here. So by default, your zodiac sign is gonna come with some experiences that you have to learn and extract wisdom from, so you can be an example to the world out of. So we could do this for every zodiac sign. You feel me? Every zodiac sign. And when we talk about Pisces, y'all here to help us understand that we always have to be able to put ourselves in a state where we can feel what's going on in the collective. We can understand, and we could consider the. Let me get to the bullets, y'all. See, there I go again. Let me just get to the bullets. All right, y'all. Pisces season. Happy solar return, all of y'all. New season, new awareness, new consciousness. Okay. Right now we're in the end of the year, so by default, spiritually, we're in a state of recollecting. All right. We're trying to gain more awareness from what we've been experiencing from last spring. Always keep that in mind. Spring, ooh, my solar returns in 4 days. Pisces stand out. Shout out, shout out, shout outs. All right, shout out to my Pisces. And remember, y'all, it's y'all birthday. Pisces, it's y'all birthday the whole season. All right, it's y'all birthday the whole season. So even though it's not your specific birthday, the sun don't just come in and light in 1 degree at a time. It lights up the whole constellation. So this is your season, period. All right, it's just more of an emphasis when it hits that degree of yours. Now, so yeah, we in a state right now, recollecting, gaining awareness. So definitely a more reflective time. Pisces season always going to jump into more of a reflective energy. Okay, Pisces is mutable water. So when we talk about mutable water, the mutable signs know how to deal with exchanging. All right, this shit been on my head all day. Fuck this. The mutable signs, they deal with exchanging. They deal with more understanding when it comes to others, and in some type of shape or form, they all deal with some form of relatability. They're gonna have some relatability to them when we talk about the mutable signs. But every mutable sign is adaptable and changeable towards how they deal with their elements. So Gemini is the most adaptable and changeable, dealing with the air. Pisces is the most adaptable and changeable, dealing with water, emotion, okay, and feelings. Earth is the most adaptable. I said Earth. Virgos is the most adaptable and changeable when dealing with that Earth energy, aka how we build stability, dealing with practicality. And then you have fire, that's the most adaptable and changeable, dealing with fire, how it deals with its creativity, how it sees about things, how it expresses things. So mutable water, mutable water, water dealing with vibrations, with time, memory, all right, emotion, how you're able to either feel or sink into forms of different forms of vibes and emotions. Water deals with connection. So this is why Pisces by default is some of the most open signs when it comes to connecting, because it's mutable water. It's the water that comes with the exchange. So even when we look at all the water signs, you got Cancer, which is the start, the initiate of the water, the start of the wave. It wants to initiate the vibe into the room. The crab testing the temperament on the shore. So it could play the water and the shore. It's testing the vibes. It want to see where to evoke its vibe at. Then you got Scorpio, fixed water. So this is a concentrated feeling, a concentrated emotion, but it's deep. So Scorpio is all the way at the bottom of the of the water. You can't really see down there. You need a submarine to go down there. Current is very tough down there. So Cancer and Pisces don't even be fucking. They don't be fucking with that water. That's Scorpio water. Scorpio teach them how to deal with that type of water. The water signs is all learning how to deal with emotions from each other as well. Okay, I'm a Libra, so I'm cardinal air, but I still learn how to deal with communication. Looking at Gemini's mutable forms of communication, seeing how the fuck Gemini's be so fucking adaptable and changeable. They get into different environments and they're able to process details quick and adjust themselves. I could perceive it, but I'm looking at it as a learning aspect though, because I'm cardinal air. So my thing is giving the idea to everybody to talk about. My thing is making people talk about what I'm be thinking about. All right, giving the idea. Geminis, they come in and they just flow into the conversation. I'm like, damn, how they do that? Aquarius is fixed air, so I'm learning from them how to stick to an individual way of thinking, okay? How to let my individual way of thinking be something that influences others, whether I come off opposing or rebellious or not. But I'm sticking to my individual way of thinking about some shit. So that's Libras, we compromise too much, be a little bit too passive. So we might express something and then somebody be like, nah. And then the first thing, because Libra's your archetype, first thing you're gonna do be like, yeah, I can see why you don't like that, but I can see why you see different. It's because you is that balance. You don't want to step on nobody's toes if you ain't got to. All right. So all water signs, they learn from each other, but Pisces is mutable water. So we know Scorpio all the way down there. Pisces is out swimming in the horizon, swimming to the sunlight. All right. Don't know where it's going, swimming with no destination, just experiencing, letting the waves and the vibes take it places. That's the Pisces water. So this is the energy that we dealing with, being more considerate of the emotions of others, being more considerate of the vibe of the world at the moment, helping that paying attention to that so we could be more aligned with how we correlate our feelings and emotions to others, how we connect to others. Okay. And then is ruled by Jupiter and Neptune. So Jupiter is dealing with our knowledge and wisdom, how we gain experiences. Gain wisdom from our experiences. So Jupiter rules your experiences, and it's also going to show you what you already know. So wherever y'all got Jupiter in, whatever sign you chose to come into this world in with your Jupiter, you accumulated some wisdom already with that energy. So you're learning how to cultivate that. You're learning how to utilize that and expand on that wisdom that you brought here wherever your Jupiter is at. And that's for the sign and the house. Now, when we look at Neptune, okay, when we look at Neptune dealing with the abstract, the conscious collective, the subconscious of the conscious collective, okay? Your creative source, our spiritual essence, all right? But Neptune ain't got shit to do with reality. Neptune ain't got shit to do with reality. So it's dealing straight with your creative source and your spiritual essence and your spiritual observation of your experience. So when we're looking at Neptune, you have these two influencing the Pisces archetype. This is why, once again, now we have energy why Pisces can be so open to connecting, so open to relating with their creativity, so open to the emotion of others. Jupiter's expanding to help them learn how to deal with the exchange of emotion. Then you got Neptune, which is very compassionate. Neptune is very compassionate. You got a strong Neptune. You got Neptune in the 4th house, 7th house, in the first, in your cardinal houses. I want to say first, 4th, 7th house could be real open in them areas. Neptune in your air houses. And you have to learn. And a lot of times when you got Neptune in them air houses or you got strong Neptune, a lot of times you could be so open if you ain't got certain alignments that, like, I got a strong Neptune. I got Neptune on my ascendant. So this is why personally I be in La La Land. I don't be here. But I got heavy earth as well. So it blends with that. Plus the Neptune is in earth. So I'm always trying to find ways to bring that spirituality down to earth. All right? It's in my ascendant and it's conjunct my moon. So that's who I am. But a lot of times I could live in my own illusions though. I could personally be in my own illusions. So positive, negative spectrum to everything. Light and dark spectrum to everything. But this Jupiter Neptune influence, this is why Pisces could get so disconnected from reality. Look at their planetary rulers, Jupiter and Neptune. They dealing with knowledge and wisdom. They dealing with intuition. They dealing with how they feel about things. They dealing with considering how others feel about things. Dealing with more compassion. All right? They're more sensitive to emotion. Pisces are very sensitive to the feelings and emotions of others. So this is why they almost feel like it's their duty or responsibility to see how they could play mediator with any of these energies. That's why Pisces want to see if they could drop. This is why Pisces, this is why people got Pisces friends. Why y'all be talking y'all Pisces friends to death about y'all issues, because in some type of shape or form, that Pisces gonna have the right words to say to you, or they know how to pick up on your emotion and understand a situation. They may not have dealt with that situation you're dealing with, but they know how to observe the emotion of it. So now the Pisces is going to relate whatever emotion they picked up off of it from an experience that had the emotion. Now you got a Pisces giving you wisdom about the situation. You like, damn, you ain't never experienced this shit before. How the fuck you know this shit? Is the emotional intelligence here when we talk about the Pisces constellation. There's Jupiter and Neptune here. Jupiter is like your drunk uncle with all the wisdom, always giving you game on the side, real enthusiastic, positive. You be hoping Jupiter come in the house when you in trouble for some shit. When you in trouble, when the sun and moon, when the sun and moon on your ass about some shit, when the sun and moon on Mars or Venus ass about some shit, Mars being late to school or getting in trouble at school, he can't fucking stay still, or Venus motherfucking texting some boy in her phone and shit, and son like, this is not what the fuck I pay your fucking phone bill for. You a freshman in high school. Who's this nigga? He a senior. Who's this? Does Mars know about this? Y'all go to the same school. So when everybody else under some heat in the house, they hoping Jupiter come in the house. I'm trying to think of what type of TV character Jupiter could be. I'm trying to think of like a family sitcom, like motherfucking Family Matters when Eddie pop up and it's some comic relief or some shit. You feel me? That's Jupiter. You feel me? But he wise though. He's wise, so he'll come in the house. This Jupiter come in the house, see the sun barking on Mars because Mars getting in trouble at school. He's like, son, like yo, chill out, son. He's like, let me take Mars out for the day. Take Mars out for the day, and the whole day he talking to Mars about what's going on in school. He talking about him about his experiences. He helping Mars understand his experiences, extract wisdom from his experience. He telling Mars about how to deal with his Mars dealing with his sexual desires as a young man. All right, with his root chakra energy, all that passion. Jupiter giving him condoms, telling him how to be wise, how to deal with his first encounters with women and whatnot. Jupiter doing what he can to lift his vibes up. So that's Uncle Jupiter. Every time you in trouble, you hoping Jupiter come in the house. Okay. And then Neptune is grandma, spiritual grandma. You feel me? Baking all the goodies, got all the fire stories. When you go to grandma's house, you in some type of shape or form, you feel like you disconnect from reality. Cause grandma, it don't matter what you do, you grandma baby. So when you come around grandma, she see the angel in you and she helping you to connect to more of the angel in you. She's so compassionate because she done seen so much shit. She done experienced so much shit. She done watched Jupiter experience so much shit because Neptune is the outer planets. All right? Neptune is the outer planet. Neptune, Pluto, and Uranus. So Pluto used to be the sun. Like they making their way out of here. So Neptune done seen it all. She done seen it all. She was giving the moon advice about things when the moon and the sun started forming their relationship, so it get deep. So that's why Pisces have this energy. This is why Pisces is dealing with this type of energy when they dealing with their emotions, being sensitive emotions, with their clairvoyance, all right, with their intuition, with their motherfucking creativity, arguably the most creative sign in the zodiac. So there's a lot of signs that's giving they runner up for that. But remember, y'all, even though I say things like that, we have multiple placements from our asteroids, from our aspects, from our house, the houses you have planets in that influence your creativity and multiple things. All right. And there's always going to be a way in your chart or to spiritually cultivate some energy for something you want to manifest as a spirit in a body in this realm. Don't matter what astrology deficiencies you think you're dealing with. Do you have a spirit? That's it. Is you a spirit in a body? Then you can make it happen. Our natal chart is just showing us how we could deal with less resistance, where a lot of emphasis is at, where we came into the world at, where some of our gifts, gems, the natural things we know how to do is at, where the shadow work is at, how we evolve, how to find direction. That's what the natal chart is doing. So that's the key to life. At the end of the day, astrology is the study of life. Your natal chart is the key to your motherfucking life. So that's what we're dealing with the Jupiter and Neptune influence. And then this is why Pisces is always going to correlate to some form of love. Because not only are they dealing with being considerate of the emotions of others, considerate of the dreams of others, or the dreams in the subconscious of the collective. Venus is exalted in Pisces. So we know Venus dealing with how you love, appreciate, how you relate to others, your pleasures, what makes you feel good, who and what can make you feel good. When we talk about Venus, and overall our value system, our self-esteem. So when you got Venus exalted in Pisces, all right, we know exalted is the highest peaks of a planet. So this is where Venus lose her goddamn mind. Venus lose her goddamn mind when she get into Pisces, all right? And we about to be experiencing that energy. We about to be experiencing that energy in what? Venus entered Pisces February 25th. All right. So that's we experiencing heavy Pisces energy. Heavy Pisces energy. We went from intellectualizing, strategizing, dealing with mental isolation from others, wanting space in our relationships with all this Venus and Cap energy, Venus and Aquarius energy, Aquarius stellium energy, heavy in the mind, feeling disconnected from others. feeling smothered. Venus wanted to feel more free a little bit when she got into Aquarius, wanted more freedom. A lot of people breaking up, a lot of relationships being transformed, and then as quick as all that happening, boom, Pisces season, boom, Venus in Pisces. Motherfuckers is calling the motherfucker that they love back. Like, sorry, I was thinking too much about it. It was Aquarius season. I was thinking too goddamn much. All right, I was in my head too much. Can't run for this love. Too much love in the air. So we gonna be dealing with a lot of illusions, a lot of situations. You know, feeling like the crave to connect is gonna be high. It's gonna be a high crave to connect, and I'm talking about intimacy on all ways. Just Pisces season just started. Pisces season just started. And this shit is transiting my second house. And we know second house deal with, once again, your self-esteem, your value system, your creativity, what you feel like you have to offer to the world. And as soon as Pisces got up in this motherfucker, I was having a conversation with somebody and we was just exchanging a bunch of music. One of my Patreons too. I'm talking to one of my Patreons and we just exchanging music. And then I'm talking about how I'm like, damn, we in heavy Pisces energy already. We trying to connect the vibes. We sending a bunch of tunes to each other. You feel me? Just sending a bunch of new tracks to add to the playlist or whatnot. And because I listen to a whole bunch of genres of music. Like, you feel me? My playlist, I can't leave my shit on the aux around everybody. Like, you go ahead, that shit gonna jump from rock to motherfucking, my shit, you feel me? My shit all over the place. But anyways, just when I was talking to one of my Patreons, we exchanging music. Somebody else hit me up like, yo, bro, you heard this song? Somebody called me just to tell me if I heard a song. Like, you ever heard this song before? It's a Afrobeat song. And then Mars and Pisces. It's an Afrobeat song. And then you feel me? I'm like, I bet I'm about to listen to it. I listen to it. I'm like, God damn, this shit fire. And I'm just like, damn, it's mad because Pisces is gonna relate to music. Once again, there's all type of ways to activate how you want to deal with music or your creative attributes in your chart and how to enhance it, elevate with these things, especially if you're an artist, rapper, singer, or whatever you do creatively, okay? But especially looking at that second house lord, fifth house lord, 12th house lord. You want to look at them house lords right there. You look at them house lords right there, aka the planets that rule the signs in them houses. You start molding what you rapping about, what you singing about. You start reflecting on your experiences dealing with these energies, because the second house is your what you feel like you have to offer to the world, and your self-esteem, and it's going to deal with your creativity. It's going to deal with your values. The fifth house is your creative expression, what you came here to put on the stage in this lifetime, what you came to shine the spotlight on in this lifetime, and what you're experiencing dealing with self and creative expression. And your 12th house is the Pisces energy we talking about right now, your imagination, your dreams, your fantasies, your creative source. So look at the signs in them houses, all right? And then look at where the planets that rule them signs are at. Those are your house lords, planetary rulers, if you're not familiar with house lords. So we be killing the music. Right, y'all Pisces, you feel me? Because y'all up there with it. Y'all up there with it. When you up there with it, you dealing with vibes. You ain't dealing with so much reality. You ain't dealing with so much bringing things down and heavy. You keeping it light and vibey. All right? So Pisces is gonna, this is why, by default, Pisces is gonna be some of the most creative signs in the zodiac being birthed out that 12th house. Because not only are they dealing with all these influences, it's like, once again, when you that detach from reality, sometimes these are the things that you have to deal with to try to connect or communicate, all right, or have a release or have an outlet. That's why Pisces, they're gonna have to, man, they're gonna 9.9 out of 10 times the Pisces is either gonna be writing poetry, have a journal, something like that, dealing with music, whether they have an overload of listening to it as therapy or they make it some form of creative expression. I'm telling you, they have to, because that's the world they live in. So they deal with so much of a disconnect at times in reality, and that's the only thing that help them feel like they could channel certain energies. There's some Pisces out here that may have dealt with relationship issues or certain issues in the home, and may felt like the best thing for them to do was write a poem and leave a poem on they parents' bed or something. Let their parent read the poem when they come home from work. And they parent like, oh shit. Parent, y'all was arguing 2 days about some shit, but now you read the creative way of the Pisces being able to communicate and express how they feel about it and the situation, and they're able to effectively you know, connect the message, because that's the energy they got to channel. That's the energy they got to deal with. Mercury and Pisces, this is what they have to do a lot of the time. The Mercury debilitated in Pisces. So Mercury dealing with how we think and communicate, but it's dealing with the words, details, wordplay, communication, the technical details to things, analyzation, observation. It ain't really dealing with imagination and faith and belief like Pisces. So when you got Mercury in Pisces, at times the way you communicate could create misunderstandings from people. When you're trying to, in a realistic way, you could daydream a lot. But then when you dive into music, when we hear your music, it's like, oh shit, I get it. I get it. Like, you feel me? Like, all right, that's what you was going through? That's what you're going through? All right, that makes sense. Why you ain't say the shit in the first place? Mercury and Pisces is not going to communicate it like that. It's just Mercury be dealing with a lot in the imagination, you feel me? But so yeah, man, Venus exalted in Pisces. It's why we all gonna feel a need to connect to some form of something. Pisces energy is heavy connection, not just water, but we got the energies dealing with Neptune. It's mutable, which is adaptable and changeable, and then we got the Venus influence in there. All right, we got the Venus influence in there. So Venus deal with our values. So if it's a person, place, or thing that you value, no matter what's been going on in reality, Pisces energy breaks through that shit. Pisces energy doesn't look at reality as something that could stop connection, stop vibration. So this is why you have a lot of Pisces that'll this is why you have a lot of Pisces that'll be so selfless and not care about how they look, expressing their emotion to somebody. Like, a Pisces don't look at it like, I don't care if you like looking at me like you gotta pity me, or you looking at me like you gotta feel bad for me because I feel this way about you. Motherfucker, did I feel this way about you? I want to connect it. Like, why hide that? Why disregard that? Like, it's emotion. Like, this the mind of a Pisces. If you ever dated a Pisces or got into certain situations with a Pisces where you looked at them like, damn, how's their emotion dictating so much of their decision, or how is the way that they feel about a situation dictating so much how they're communicating with me, or how they're able to just let how they look not matter just to express the emotion. Yeah, Pisces, one of the most selfless energies in the zodiac. Okay, and Venus wants to connect. So if it's a person, place, a thing that you love, appreciate, it don't matter what's been going on in reality, whether y'all been arguing, whether y'all been disconnecting. The biggest things for my Scorpio moon is patience and semen retention. And that semen retention, I have some different views on semen retention, but I think it's something that's because I'm celibate. I'm celibate myself, and I have heavy Scorpio energy. I feel like that's something all heavy Scorpio placements need to understand, because you incarnated with heavy Scorpio energies, because in some type of shape or form in your previous life you were dealing with heavy desires. Okay, desires don't have to deal with sexual experiences. Desires, you can have a desire to do all types of shit, but this is what Scorpio energy is dealing with, heavy desires. So semen retention is great for building discipline, you know dealing with your deep desires to get a control of them motherfuckers. All right, because the flesh is weak, and Scorpios will tell you that in a second. Scorpios tell you the flesh is weak in a second. So that's why a lot of us, because I'm on the Libra Scorpio cusp as well. So my sun is cusping that shit as well, as on top of all the planets in that motherfucker. All right, but that's one thing that you gotta realize there. But my thing about semen retention is that I think motherfuckers take it too far, though. I think sometimes people take it too far. I don't necessarily believe in your body was designed to consume and release. There's emotion to it. So like when we talk about like I'm like I said myself, I practice celibacy, but that don't mean no knock on any man that wants to be celibate for the rest of their life. That's not necessarily what I'm doing it for. Is the lucky Libra. There's a balance to everything. So I feel like when you got people talking about semen retention and never busting a nut and whatnot, this is why you think you're gonna have a wet dream. Why you think you're gonna ejaculate in your sleep? Because your body is designed to release. But it's a great practice for people that have not had that have dealt with situations that they realize they didn't have a control of their deep desires. So it's levels to everything. It's levels of mastery and graduation to everything in life. You're never gonna experience something in life and learn your lesson, and universe is like, you learn your lesson, all right. You just keep growing. You're gonna be 28, 29, 30, and 31 next year, but we ain't gonna test you no more because you learned the lesson when you was 27. Like, no, it's graduation. It's levels to showing universe that, yeah, I learned. Yeah, I learned. Seeing retention is not healthy. You feel me? Life, universe is always gonna keep testing this show to understand if you, even though you learned the lesson, you're continuing to move with the principles that you learned. So now when universe throw that test again, it's like you passed that shit first test. It's like, come on, universe. Come on, man. Yeah. Ejaculation, when you ejaculate. When your fluids leave your body, when they release. Um but and then even with semen retention, when we're talking about all that energy, one thing that a lot of influencers that's talking about semen retention not going to really, I haven't seen a lot that's balancing, talking about the practices dealing with raising your sexual energy through connecting it with somebody else. There's not that much people talking about that. All right. So as much as semen retention helps you deal with discipline and dealing with the control your desires, at the same time, when you are aligning with somebody on your frequency vibration, somebody you do connect with, all right, there's all different types of ways to have higher forms of sex, higher orgasms, instead of just releasing through your lower orgasms. You feel me? Through your lower chakras. So, not a lot of influence, not a lot of niggas talking about that. And this is something myself I'm still learning and studying about, but been studying for years. So, this is a lot of ancient civilizations, especially what's this nigga name? Sun. I gave somebody a book I was reading. I got to reread. How to cultivate your sexual energy, but it's dealing with the practices of doing it with somebody else. You know, all the higher forms of, because there's different type of orgasms you can have, and it's not going to be a release. So a man, first of all, women could orgasm and keep going. Most men are gonna orgasm and need to utilize that refraction period if if there's gonna be around two. You feel me? Depending on how your shit is, everybody's different, but that's most of the cases. You feel me? Not saying that the male can't, orgasm and then keep going right after, but for the most part, when you're channeling these orgasms in higher energies, that shit is more. But it not only does it feel better, tantric sex, or you feel me? Yeah. Not only does it, I hate going live on YouTube on the shit because it don't show me the comments. Okay, tantric sex isn't something people typically talk about doing. It's a shame. Okay, right. So semen retention is cool that we talking about this, especially in this hypersexualized generation with the youth having access to all these energies and not having the wisdom of dealing with their desires. All right, but it's like, yeah, there's all different type of higher forms of channel energy. So there's a nigga could orgasm in these different ways, dealing with tantric sex or these deeper ways to cultivate, your energies with your partner. And motherfucker, not only does that shit feel better physically, you feel me, is a boost to the sexual drive. And now it's like they ain't really no. It ain't boom boom. We came together. One of us got charged up. One of us feel depleted, or both of us feel depleted, or whatever. It's charge up, charge up, charge up, charge up. We just charging each other the fuck up, but not to go too deep into that shit. But yeah, we gonna dive into all of that because that's something I definitely want to start diving into, helping young men understand that. Obviously, these are things that could be applied to both genders, but I just want to reach out and target the young men because I feel like the attack on the desires of a young man and their access to either being able to sexually connect to at a young age and what they're paying attention to that could easily start damaging, the willpower and the king in a nigga. You feel me? Like that shit, getting too succumbed into that shit, then it's like that shit slowly draining your willpower. I want to get that shit out to the youth, but we going to dive into that. And I also have another channel, but I may utilize that to keep talking about more some of that because I want to start talking about some more health and wellness because that's what I was talking about before I started teaching astrology on that. But yeah, y'all, let's get into these Pisces energies, y'all. I made some bullets for a reason, but like this shit is crazy. I could never stay on time. Like I really chat, y'all. Like I really be chatting. Talk about light kingdom, the women on us, Africans are the only ones with spirits. We are the children of the king of creation. Yeah, we're gonna say that debate for another day. We're gonna say that debate for another day. Cause I got different aspects to that. But we all here to see how our indifferences also show us that we all have the ability to have an individual way of perceiving things as well. And then so we got Venus and exalted in Pisces, us wanting to connect, us wanting to connect. Just be you, we accept you. Right. And then we got Mercury debilitated. We got Mercury debilitated in Venus. So once again, Mercury is dealing with how we critically think, how we analyze and observe things, the instructions, all right, how we organize our thoughts before we communicate to somebody. So when it's in Pisces, is tough to do that efficiently here because what is it utilizing? What energies is surrounding it when it's trying to organize its thoughts? Dreams, fantasies, thinking about the emotions, thinking about how other people feel about things, probably thinking about being more compassionate in a situation they shouldn't be thinking about being compassionate. Somebody taking advantage of you, but you thinking all Piscean a little bit. So Mercury a little right, Pisces energy. Nah, cause I just was real busy, y'all. So I wanted to jump on and make sure I get these energy out because I got more stuff that I'm trying to upload. So it's just working against schedule, but it's always gonna be a strong build, and everything that's meant to said is gonna be said. All right. So, Mercury debilitated this motherfucker. Mercury debilitated this motherfucker. But this is why Mercury and Pisces gonna be some creative ass motherfuckers. May not know how to really express what they mean depending on their other alignments around them. You feel me? Not really be able to. My right hand man. He double layered, but he got Mercury and Pisces, so he know how to intellectualize some shit. But there's gonna still be that debilitation of sometimes with the daydreaming or leaning on more to the feeling of something. All right, but so other alignments are always gonna affect things. But like Mercury and Pisces, you're gonna see how they're probably gonna have a distortion trying to verbalize some shit, but shit, read their poems, read their music, look at the look at the scripts they could write. Mercury and Pisces could write a motherfucking script. Let me see Spike Lee. Let me see motherfucking I don't even know Spike Lee. I think Spike Lee a Earth sign. I don't know like Spike Lee shit. I put that on everything I love, family. I put that on everything I love. I did not know Spike Lee was a Pisces. I came on to see where his Mercury's at. Mercury in Pisces. Sun, Mercury, Venus conjunct in Pisces. Oh my goodness. So, like I'm saying, how much Spike Lee interviews have y'all really watched? How much quotes can you just think of Spike Lee off the top of your head, like a Tupac quote, like a Bob Marley quote? But you could think of his movies. You could see some shit in real life and think of one of his motherfucking movies. All right, I motherfucking love a Spike Lee film. Do the Right Thing. I think He Got Game is the best basketball film of all time. I don't think there's ever gonna. I was just talking to the homie about this the other day. I don't think a motherfucker ever gonna make a better basketball movie than that. Motherfucking Malcolm X, Denzel Washington, motherfucking classic, classics, classics. All right, so Mercury and Pisces gonna know how to channel their creativity, their thoughts into creativity, but it's gonna be a little distortion with how they're able to process reality at times. So this is why we're gonna be dealing with some of that energy as well. This is all that we're dealing with. Crooklyn is all time. Crooklyn. I mean, we could keep going. I just want to. We could keep going. We ain't had to stop there. We could keep going. Spike Lee a beast. Spike Lee a beast. And that makes sense. Venus exalted, Sun and Mercury conjunct Pisces. Yeah, you feel me? So, so this is all the energy that we're embodying. This is all the energy that we're dealing with, gaining a new awareness of, paying attention to this archetype. All right. But once again, that's why that Mercury gonna come with some debilitation with how we're able to process things in reality, because we may be thinking of how we feel about things, how other people feel about things, our connection with other people at things, the things that we value, our pleasures, all right, some of us, things that we're dealing with, our spiritual path, recollecting on things in a year, sizing up our self-esteem. This energy could get us into quick we could easily get into some, we could take things to the heart a little bit. I don't care how much earth or air you think you got. It's Pisces season. You may just take, so you may just be able to, you're gonna be able to feel a little bit more than you was before. These next 28 days. All right. Now, what to expect and how to spiritually prep. You may feel compelled to deal with more compassion, understanding, our clairvoyance. Oh, excuse me. You may feel compelled to deal with more compassion, understanding, as our clairvoyance is heightened and we'll be able to either feel or pick up on the emotion of others and the collective. All right. Pisces energy is not so much about reading others people energy, but being considerate of the emotions and dreams of the collective. So as we're sizing up our own dreams, imagination, and our fantasies, we're also going to be in the state of seeing how they relate to people within, our industry, or within, or relating to the things that's a part of what we're creatively into, or a part of our imagination. We're going to be in the state of trying to see how we could connect to these things as well, to help stimulate how we deal with our own. All right. We'll be developing a bunch of creative and optimistic Jupiter. We got Jupiter and Neptune dealing with optimism, positivity. We'll be developing a bunch of creative and optimistic outlooks on our spiritual travels from the previous new year, Aries season, all right, last spring, and may dive into heavy self-reflection energies pertaining to the usage of our creativity, imagination, faith, belief, and self-worth. So Pisces energy can have you on some heavy daydreaming about, like, damn, uh I know I'm just creative. Why I'm not here yet, or there yet, or from getting from point A to B yet. Like, it's gonna make Pisces season make you size up your self-worth and how you've been utilizing your gifts and your creativity and your imagination. So them realizations is gonna come. And hold on. Mercury's gonna enter. We're gonna have Mercury and Venus entering Pisces during Pisces season. So we all up in that Pisces energy, especially the mind, especially our higher chakras. So not only are we gonna be paying attention to these type of energies, it's gonna be easy to sink into the negative realizations that we may be making. And I don't even want to say negative, because when you realize something negative about yourself, that's positive to me. Shit, it's positive. You realize some shit, you got more awareness. That's positive to me. So shit. But we don't want to sink too much into that. All right? Make your realizations or whatnot. Don't be too hard on yourself dealing with certain things that you feel like you realize that you have and you haven't been using, as far as certain things, the value you feel like you have to offer to the world, how you deal with your creative attributes, how you want to utilize your gifts. Don't be too hard on yourself, sinking into certain reflective energies, trying to see how far you've been getting utilizing these energies, all right? Now, it's easy to self-indulge into your creative endeavors and pleasures, all right? And this could be a person, place, or thing. In fact, so everything works in our favor. Darkness must up. Right. right, dark and the light. You got to know how to utilize both. You got to know how to understand both. All right. And when we talk about our pleasures and creative endeavors, this may be a time where we want to say, mother, reality, I just want to get into dealing with my creativity, or I just want to connect to that person, place, or thing that I like, make me feel good, or can play out as an escape mechanism, all right, for how I'm dealing with reality. So you have to be very conscious of how you're doing these things, all right? And it could play out as a person, place, or thing. Emotion can be worn on the sleeve, and we can sink into heavy emotion. Uh, we can be sinking into heavy emotion, even doing the right thing right now. Okay, boom. So Mercury and Scorpio, my eyes, handwriting crazy. I don't mind that. Look, you could see from the camera. You can see the shit. You can see the shit crossed out. But our emotion gonna be worn on the sleeve, and once again, it's gonna be easy to sink into heavy emotion, especially about things making about certain previous wrong judgment calls you may have made with things in your relationships or things that you've been experiencing or wherever, especially the area of life where Pisces is at, which we're gonna get to talk about when we go through the houses and through the signs. Gaining more clarity with our self worth as we recollect on our connections with others, good and bad. All right. So let's get right into the signs, and then we're gonna get into the houses. Now, Aries, all right, cardinal fire, ruled by Mars. All right. This season, you guys, this is your neighbor. This is your neighbor sign, Pisces. Pisces is like more of the evolution, more of the reflection, more of the ending. All right, the subconscious. You more of what's conscious, what's alive, the I am. So you guys are processing what your neighbor going through, Pisces, before we get into the new year, your season. But you guys are going to be seeing another side and new ways to deal with your creativity, your passions. All right, because you're already dealing with a heavy dose of creativity, just like Pisces. But since it's your neighbor sign, you're going to be seeing new ways based off how the collective is dealing with their creativity. You more so dealing with your personal ways of seeing and feeling about things, but at the same time, this is just the natural influence you're gonna pick up off. So it could play out as somebody you could be communicating to, and your best friend telling you something that you could tweet what you're creatively into. All right, and you still might create a new way of seeing and feeling about that, but this is still the influences you're gonna be catching. And right, next bullet, you're in a position to learn from others right now. You're definitely in a position to learn from others because you're a real self-assertive sign. You can be real single-minded about things. But Pisces definitely deals with the collective. So there's going to be a lot that you're going to be able to pick up off others. Certain things, whether it could be certain mistakes or tweaks that others may have made with things that you're creatively into. And you're going to be able to see that, prevent that. All right? And we know you like to be on the go. So you rather be able to experience while you're on the go. But you're definitely going to be able to keep your eye out open for how certain people deal with make certain mistakes or errors with how they deal with their creativity, something that you probably personally involved in. All right. And this is definitely going to be a time where you're going to be able to see the optimistic outlook on your minor or major frustrations with your passions to help reset for the new year. So, regardless, at times, Aries, you're hella passionate. But because you're hella passionate, you can deal with heavy frustrations. All right, Mars, wherever your Mars at is in your chart, is always going to be an area like that you may deal with the most Not, I ain't gonna say the most frustrations, but a huge percentage of your frustrations in this lifetime because you're already passionate about that area of life. There's a lot of things that you're goal oriented about in that area of life. It's a lot of things that you're intentional about in that area of life. So, regardless of the minor or major frustrations, Aries, you guys been dealing with the things that you're creatively into, connected to, passionately involved into, you're gonna have a brighter outlook and be able to deal with some form of support by how you perceive things or how you may relate to others about things or how you see other people experience certain things. You're going to be able to see how you could look past these frustrations, all right, especially in your relationships, right now, Aries. This is going to be a time where regardless of how you feel,